Good evening. See a couple of you joining. This is an impromptu stream. If you don't mind, share this thing out. Get as many people watching as we can. We're just going to do a little after chat. Figured it might be a little fun. Stick around. I'll be with you in just a minute. Good evening. See a couple of you in here. Not going to have a lot of growth on this particular stream, but I figured I'd jump in here and chat with y'all. What do you say we light this candle? Get that out of the way. Here I am. I'm here. Welcome in. See 3 of you watching now. Appreciate y'all joining me. Figured I'd just do a little, a little after chat, something like that, just for the fun of it. Why not? Just something to mess around with here for a few minutes, that kind of thing. Want to say thank you to Jason. Really, and indeed, not only on my behalf, but on Freddie Mac's behalf. He didn't have to do what he did tonight, but he did it. We didn't quite hit the number we were going for, but you know what? That's a pipe dream, to pull in that many. We needed 250, something like that at the beginning of that live stream, and we took a big bite out of it. That's for doggone sure. 98.73 right now. That puts us 127 away from the big number. Way from the big number. 80, you watching? Nobody's in the chat yet. Where are you guys at? Get in the chat. You know who's all watching. I'm sure mostly regulars, that kind of thing. Here, I'll even turn the chat thing on here for you. Let me move my countdown thing here. We'll move it right up there. There you go. And Tholly's watching. PCH CPW, good to see you, buddy. AM7 COJ's and house CQ. Howdy. Good to see you in there. But anyway, great stream. We had a lot of fun over on Jason's channel tonight. Tried as best we could, we tried. There's another one. All right, we're now 126 away. 126 subscribers from the big 10,000. I may say, if I keep seeing numbers go up, I may just sit here and keep chatting. KM7COG says Gainesboro, Tennessee. Gainesboro. That's in the mid-state, isn't it? Rodney's in the house. Just got out of 2 local nets, making it for the after chat. Not a problem. Glad you're here. Just hanging out. I'm going to drop the link for any of my regular panelists. If you're watching, if you want to come hang out, come on. KM7COJ says, yep, right above Cookville, exit 285 off of 40. One of my partners, my close partner at work, he lives, crazy enough, he drives from Baxter to Knoxville 4 days a week. Insane. Luckily, he's moving to Knoxville next week, but good Lord, that's a long drive. I can't imagine making that drive every day. Just knocked another one off. We are now 125 subscribers away. 125. So you guys are making it happen. We just need a little bit more of a push. Just a little more push, and we'll be there. Y'all don't know how bad I want to give away that 7300 before Christmas. I really, really want to give it away. It's driving me nuts. We have 2 opportunities to do that because I am not streaming on Christmas Day. You should not be watching YouTube on Christmas Day. That's the Christmas Day is on a Thursday this year. We'd normally stream, not doing it on Christmas, not happening. But we got 2 more opportunities before the big day is here. This Thursday night, I'm going to have Tim Berry, WB4GBI, one of my mentors and inspirations and things like that. He's going to join me along with the regular panel just to talk about his career and all things ham radio and broadcast and all that kind of stuff. And then the week after that, we're going to have a Christmas party. I would really like to hit that number and give that radio away on our Christmas party live here on the stream. Really would love to do that. But I want to shout out Gigaparts. Gigaparts is the ones that are making this happen. I'm still having to pay for the radio that I'm giving away, the 7300. But fortunately, they've partnered with me to take some cost away, and they're giving me a really good deal on it. So I want to shout them out. Appreciate Gigaparts for promotional consideration for that radio. I'm really looking forward to giving it away. And guys, that's the same radio I use. Matter of fact, there it is. This is not the radio I'm giving away. This is the radio I own. And before you ask, where is my microphone? It's right here. I just have it moved out of the way because my keyboard gets in the way of it. So I need to keep my keyboard clear. But 7300, folks, what a solid HF radio. Does pretty much anything you would really want to do. Of course, I've got my little MFJ clock. Shout out to Gigaparts. They sent that to me. So that's one of the cool things. Rodney, AE5TX, says Thursday. Let me set my camera back down here. Thursday is one of his club meeting nights. So it'll be Team Replay. The unfortunate thing is about Team Replay, you won't be eligible to win the radio. Unfortunately, it is a must-be present to win type of opportunity. Adirondack says, CW, you don't need that microphone. One of these days, I'm going to learn CW. It's going to happen one of these days. What was it? Ralph on Honeymooners. One of these days, Alice. One of these days. I need to learn CW. I mean, if Andy can learn it, I can learn it. 100%. So one day it'll happen. KM7COJ says CW is the only way. Yeah, that may be a series of videos coming up eventually. I've been working on series, doing different series. We had a really dark series that we did throughout the month of November. Now we're on the holiday series. And I'm looking for different series to do. So maybe me learning CW would be a great series to do. I don't know. COJ says Morse Mania will teach you the alphabet in a couple of weeks. If I can do it, you can. I actually have Morse radio or Morse Mania on my phone. Played with it for a while, got frustrated and sat it down. It's just one of those things. I've got to get in that mindset. I want to learn this. Just like, when we get our ham radio license, we get in the mindset that we have to get in that mindset that this is something we want, and we're not gonna stop until we get it. I have no idea. Dit dot dit dot dit 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 da dit dot da or dit da 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 dit dit da slash da dit dit dot or yeah da dit 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 slash da dit da da dit da dit da 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 dot dot or dit dit da dit da. I have a feeling this is KC8CPW something here. Da 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 dit da da. Anyway, I sound awful. I probably just ran a bunch of people off that were watching live. AA4WXDE. Oh, okay. AA4WXDE. That makes sense now. KC8CPW. I should have guessed that. Oops. I'm a little... about the only thing I could tell you. There's two things that I could tell you. I hope I've got that right. That's about the only thing I can tell you, I think. Do I have it right? Viper's in the house using the Ham Shack TV membership emoji. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, Viper. Glad to see you in here. Update number 124 subscribers away. 124. 124. I have it backwards, don't I, Jonathan? Is it? Yep, I had it backwards. See, I don't know Morse code, y'all. I just don't know it. I need to learn it. I really, really need to learn it. Anybody up for some FT8? Might fire up some FT8 for us. What do you think? Anybody interested in FT8? Oso is bear in Spanish, isn't it? Oh, goodness. N3WER. Dit da da, dit dit dit. Da dit da da. Dit da da da, dit dit da, dit 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 da. Dit da da, dit dit dit, dit da, dit da da. Something like that. Viper says getting closer to the number. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We were on Ham Radio 2.0 tonight. Did a really good job of promoting us. I think we picked up a net of 90 subscribers through that, so that was great. We'll get there. We'll get there. I really want to give that radio away at Christmas or before Christmas. Really do. Let's see if we can make this work. We'll do a little FT8 while we're just sitting here. There we go. All right, I got to fire up the rig control and all this again. Yep. WSJTX is the vein of my existence, and World Radio League is JAG. Or at least in this particular instance. Let's get this fixed. 7,300, right, Josh? Yes, it will be a 7,300 when I do give it away. It will be a 7,300. This thing up to. Why is WRL not loading? There it comes. Keeps crashing. So, guys, I am using a virtual machine, if you can't tell. I'm going to reboot my virtual machine. Maybe it's that. That virtual machine's been running for a little while. Greg says after 10,000, things really start to pick up. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you in Jason's stream tonight. That's what I hope so. That's what I really hope for, that things will really pick up after 10,000. I'm glad my desktop is cleaner. Okay, so because it's a virtual machine, and it's probably a setting that I don't know about. Anytime I take a screenshot on my Mac, for some reason ends up on the virtual machine. I don't understand why it does that, but it does. I usually keep a cleaner desktop. I don't use the virtual machine for anything but ham radio applications, so. "21 of you watching. It's impressive for an impromptu stream. I've tried boot camp. Boot camp is just not an option for whatever reason. I've tried VMware. It doesn't seem to want to work. The only thing I've gotten to work is Parallels. That is the only thing that I've gotten to work. And having the virtual machine works better than having a second laptop sitting here. It just does. Adirondack says, "Saul, notice of this stream on your Discord." Well, glad to see you on the Discord. I hope several of you are on the Discord. Yeah, okay, cool. There's the problem right there. New WRL update. We'll go ahead and knock this out here real quick. N3WER says Parallels desktop hands down. Absolutely, 100%. VirtualBox, I used that at Comcast when I worked for Comcast, and did not like it. All right, now that I'm logged in, let's see if I can give it the command to do the update. For those of you who don't know, I did work in cable TV for a little while, so that's where the Comcast reference came in. Worked for both Spectrum and Comcast, but when I worked for Spectrum, it wasn't called Second. We're downloading this update. As soon as we get this update done, we'll do some FTA here. I hate Windows when it does that stuff. It'll say done, and it's not really done. So what are y'all up to tonight? Is everybody here watching the Ham Radio 2.0 stream? I know several of you were. Installation has failed. What? Caffeinated Bear Ham says, "I'll take Mac OS over Windows any day." 100% agree. 100% agree. Jason would argue with you, but I wouldn't. I call it wind blows. Wonder if it wants me to there it goes. I was going to say, I wonder if it wanted me to offload the old cat control from World Radio League. By the way, guys, if you're not already with World Radio League, I invite you to go check out World Radio League. It's a fantastic product. I love it. I use it. WorldRadioLeague.com. Free to use. However, there are some premium features. I I really enjoy the premium features. You can integrate with QRZ from an upload and that kind of perspective, API and all that stuff. That's a nice feature of that, as well as Logbook of the World. Those are all premium features. So check out World Radio League. Coupon code HamShackTV gets you 10% off those premium memberships. This is slower than Christmas. Actually, Christmas isn't even that slow anymore, is it? Are you going to open today, or let's try this again? Maybe about time for me to clean up this virtual machine. What do you say? Coder Jim's in the house. Joined late. Recent subscriber, but I've been listening to you on This Week in Amateur Radio podcast. Appreciate that. We love doing the podcast. I don't do it as much as I used to. I understand that George, the producer, there we go. He says they've got an overrun of anchors now, so he kind of spreads the love around a little bit. By the way, y'all, World Radio League does have a lifetime membership VIP sale. It is quite pricey. But I have no idea, Jonathan. I have no clue. But if you can afford it, you'd have access for life to everything. I think it might only have 8 gigs assigned to it. I really don't need it to have a lot of RAM, to be honest with you. All it's doing is running ham radio applications. And it may be clunky because it's a virtual machine, and it's also, I'm drawing stuff off of this Mac. Hard to hide money. Let me be clear. I'm not a life member of World Radio League. I have not pulled the trigger on that. Why? Because I don't have that kind of money. Nice try there, Caffeinated Bear Ham. Why will this not open? Oh, there it goes. And there it went. Ham Radio Duo in the house. Good to see you. Hey, Josh, missed the Jason 2.0 stream, but wanted to stop in and say good luck on the 10,000. You're almost there. That's right. Very close. Can't see my window now. Still sitting at 98.76. Has nothing to do with it being a Mac, Rob. Has nothing. If you notice, we're in a Windows environment here. Has nothing to do with it being a Mac. If this was on the Mac side, it wouldn't be doing this. N3WER requiring at least 16 gigabit for Windows. I set mine for 256. I don't know if mine could support that. I'll tell you about the machine I'm running here. It is a Mac Mini M4 with 16 gig memory, but that's not your traditional memory. It's been a while since I've fooled with it. Remember the specs. Forget it's that silicon, so it operates differently than everything else. Jim says stuff just works on a Mac. That's right. See, this shouldn't just be sitting here spinning out into oblivion for no reason. Open cat control. We may not work in the FT8, guys. Wait. There we go. All right, now it's up. Let me go assign the port. Start radio connection. Oh, wait, I don't want. Oh, it's not about that. It's about the cat control you don't open from the website. Ham Radio Bones in the house says, hello, watching from Kilgore, Texas, KI5YTJ. It's a good one. Nice call sign. Yeah, I didn't want to turn the rig control on anyway because I want WSJTX to control it. Come on, what are we spinning for? Yes, thank you. You've told me 6 times that the radio connection's dead. Stop radio connection, that's right. I want it to start listening to WSJTX. All right, so that part's good. Allow. Rob says, I do it that way all the time, no problem. KQ4PMD Brandon, I found Josh's channel through Raleigh Heritage Fest, aka Rars Fest. Absolutely. What a great show, too. I love Rars Fest. It doesn't look like I'm going to be making it to Rars Fest this year, but I'm looking forward to coming back next year, or 27. I'm planning on that. Switch to Linux and you won't have these problems. Linux does not work. I'm just going to be clear about that right up front. No, it does not. It does not. With that, unless you have a computer science degree where you can sit and fart around with Linux all day, it don't work. You have to, it's ridiculous. Why is this not loading? Is the radio not plugged up? Oh no, I have to assign the port. Keys to radio. Very good. Make sure the sound card is correct. What do you mean? USB audio codec. Okay. Port setting. Clear cache. No, it's not cache problem. Rob says true. So let's talk about Rars Fest, and I need to change frequencies here. I love Rars Fest. It's a great fest. Don't get me wrong. But it's also a long drive for a one-day show. That's my only issue with it. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna power down. I'm gonna operate mode. Let's see what we got here. So we got a couple Spain stations already, and then K5 TXK. So we're gonna be on 40 meters, y'all. Let's see if we can grab this Canadian stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of it gone. Pull this back. I did not select that. Why is it calling that station? All right, let's pull it back here. I like asking Josh questions at Hamfest. He will run around. He will run all around for y'all. Thanks. I do. I don't. So I get some feedback on some of my Hamfest videos. People are, oh, there's Bulgaria. Let's see if we can sneak them in here. Has to be all right. It's good. All right. It's good. I have some people that they like to jump my stuff because I don't walk around and stop at every single table and show every single price that's under the planet and that stuff. You guys got to remember, I'm trying to cover the entire Hamfest. I can't show every product. I can't find out every price, but if I am live streaming while I'm walking through and somebody sees something, yeah, I'll go back and look at it. But if I literally went, let's take Huntsville for example. If I went through and scanned every table and found out every price that was on those tables, I'd be there. I'd still be there right now. Scanning stuff. Let's see here. Adirondack says, I have a 1990 era radio. Haven't gotten to these digital modes at all. Some people just aren't into it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Brandon says, wish Rars Fest was longer. I do too. That would make my decision to go to Rars Fest a lot easier. It really would. It's a long way to drive for me with very little to gain. Oh, there's Dave. We'll pull Dave in here. What's up, Dave?
Not much. What's going on, Josh?
Just figured I'd get in here and hang out a little bit. Had a good stream over on Jason's channel. I know you were in there.
Yeah. I've got to push on my Facebook channel and try to get you to 10,000 by the end of this week.
We're trying. We've gained a couple more, it looks like, just since I've been on. So make that, what, 122? 120 something? Let's see here. Where's my banner? 122 to go. I think we'll get there. If not by Thursday, we'll definitely get there by the time we get to the Christmas party.
Yep.
So, and guys, if you haven't already, go over and check out Freddie Mac's channel. He's trying to get there too. He's a little bit behind me, but he's going to get there too. He's at like, I would say by now he's at 9,600. So, and while you're at it, go see Dave's channel. I don't think Dave's ever missed, you haven't ever missed a stream, have you?
I think I missed right after the wreck.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was only because, and actually I think I jumped in towards the end of the stream.
Yeah, you did. So you haven't missed any of them.
I think about it. I think I jumped in, but that was because I had to take my wife to the doctor to get her checked. Finally got her convinced to go to the doctor that night, so I had to do that.
Well, better safe than sorry. This ain't getting anywhere. I don't know what's going on, but FT8 is just not making any headway tonight.
I was on it earlier, and it was working, and then all of a sudden, I stopped making contact, so I just shut it down.
I got good SWR. I was running the amp. I'm bypassing the amp now to see if maybe I'm just too loud.
Could be. I turned mine down. And yes, I know FT8's not power. It's low signal, but I turned mine down, and I don't run over 20 watts. Just makes FT8 a little more interesting for me.
Yeah. KT4 RAM is heading out. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Oh, you got a Mason symbol there. Yeah, that's people will argue that until the cows come home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to run power on FT8. I will die on that hill. I'm still a power guy. Give me all the power I can get.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's where people. It's not a power thing. It's just a low signal.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, because even doing it 100 watts, when I first started really getting into FT8, I mean, I was making contacts left and right, so it was like shooting a fish in a barrel to me.
Oh yeah.
So when I turned down the wattage, it made that low signal even harder to make those contacts. But oh no, I mean, I usually bring up when I'm going to get on the band and play, I bring up FT8 and check the bands and see what kind of signals I'm seeing on FT8. If I'm seeing stuff that's -5 or higher, I know it's going to be a great day on single sideband. If I start seeing them down there -15 or below, it might be a hard day to make contacts.
Got a few single digits there, but it's mostly all double digits, it looks like.
Today, I mean, even when I was playing on single sideband, it was strange. 20 meters, they'd be booming in 10 over, and then all of a sudden everybody would disappear. I mean, I'd lose everybody.
Well, there's that Bulgaria station again. We'll try that again. Got a -3 on him. I guarantee you he's running power.
Oh, guarantee it. Let's see. What was the con? I made a 5,000 mile contact. Spain. I got Spain earlier tonight. I got that one on, but I think that was on 30 meters. Yeah, that was 30 meters.
Well, no Bulgaria, but here comes M6 MCW. I'll take that. That's something. Adirondack says, I thought the lower power choice was about how much transmitter is transmitting during digital modes. I don't know if I understand.
I think, well, the lower power has, and for digital modes, I think that's what you're talking about, Adirondack, has to do more with the duty cycle of the radio, if they can handle it.
Yeah.
But I do see a difference when I run higher wattage, making contacts, as long as the bands are halfway decent. So that's why it's just a mind game with me, because I'm a voice guy, so I prefer single sideband. I prefer having QSOs. So it's more of a mind game with me, but it's more about, when it comes to the power, can your radio handle that duty cycle, because it is a heavy duty cycle on the finals.
N3WER says, by the way, guys, if you don't hear me on the air, it's due to the FCC and the shutdown. It only took them over 2 months for renewal and granting. That's right. I remember he was kind of in that limbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So have they still not granted it?
Well, they did do that they extended it. So I mean, but they didn't word it to where, is it legal for you to transmit or not? But for the renewals, they extended it out, I think, till next year.
If I were in that position,
I wouldn't transmit me.
I would not transmit. No. For one, you're going to get the sad hams and the OMs out there that are like, get off the radio. You know, they'll yell at you on HF. I just wouldn't even chance it. I mean, never mind the consequences, unless it is crystal clear that they are extending the license while it's shut down. Because officially you show up as expired if that was the case.
And they didn't word it completely. And Colin's got a good point too. Some antennas about the power can't handle it. Depending on what's done in the balun or the unknown and what's used in it, and depending on the size of the wire, you could melt that down if you're using too high of a power with digital modes.
Oh yeah. For instance, I have up until this past year ran chameleon like MCOMs and tactical dipoles and things like that. Those radios or those antennas can really only handle 100 watts on digital. Whereas now this Carolina Wyndham I'm running, it'll do a half a kilowatt on digital, and it'll do full legal limit on voice and CW. So it is all about the guts, the balun and unknown and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, sad hams for sure. Says renewal filings originally on October 1st, 2025 through March 26, 2026. So are you saying it's expired now, or it's expiring on March 26th or March 5th, 2026? Colin says, good thing we don't have renewals for ham anymore. Call signs are for life. Just have to confirm we want to keep the call sign every 5 years. I think really, in a sense, that's what the FCC is doing here. Oh, looky there. There's the Bulgaria station coming back. All right. 100 watts. Take it. Yeah, I think that's what the FCC is really trying to do. However, while they have the opportunity, it's a cash grab. Get more money from you.
Chris, did you say yours is not showing up legal for you to transmit? because QRZ stays updated pretty good with the FCC and shows your license doesn't expire until 2035.
He says he's good until 2035.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that's why we didn't hear you on there.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotcha now.
Yep, that makes more sense. Just knocked another one down. We are 121 away now. That Bulgaria station's not going to cut us or come back.
Yeah, see, Colin, we went the opposite. Ours used to be free.
Yep.
And then we went to $35.
Yep.
Matter of fact, my last renewal was the first time I ever paid for my ham license.
I'm wondering. I've asked this question, and I try not to get overly political, but the last time I renewed was during the first Trump administration, and it was nothing. I didn't have to pay a penny to renew. Then Joe Biden got in there, and all of a sudden there's a fee for renewal. So I'm wondering if it is if there's a political correlation to it.
No, that fee wasn't under Biden.
It wasn't?
No.
There he is.
I can't remember if it was under Trump or if it was under Obama, but it was not under Biden.
It wouldn't have been Obama because my license renewed in the first Trump.
Then it was Trump. Then it was Trump that started it.
Shame on him.
On his first one. And it's just another money grab by the government.
Sure it is. Mm-hmm. And it's the highest it's ever been. Mm-hmm. Right? Wasn't it 30 before?
No, I think it's always been this price. What happened, the one that changed was GMRS. GMRS used to be $75.
That's right.
And they dropped it down to the same price as the ham license, $35.
That's right. I remember that. That's why I never bought a GMRS license, but I finally did. Even though I don't use it. I don't use GMRS at all. I listen.
I got to get a couple of radios set up. My wife has no problem talking on the radio, but thanks to, we'll just say, some sad hams, I had her just about convinced to get her tech license. But see, back in the CB days, my wife was on the radio with me then. And she don't have a problem talking on radio, but she saw what I dealt with when I first got my license coming in as a techno code. I was not a real ham operator because I didn't take the code test to get my license. Well, I didn't get much privileges back then as a techno code. You got VHF and UHF. That was it. You didn't get no HF privileges.
Right.
You had to take the 5 words a minute, same as novice, and become a tech plus to get 10 meters. Well, I was going to go right past that. I was almost up to 13 words a minute and started running into these sad hams. And back then, the repeater systems in California, oh man, you want to people talk about the private ones that are around now? Oh no, if you weren't in the clique and you weren't part of that club, not get on their repeaters. I got in all kinds of fights with them and dealing with that kind of stuff. I kept my license. I kept playing with radio that I had, but I didn't do nothing with ham radio or clubs.
Right.
When I got full blown back into the hobby again, that's when I decided I'm not going to deal with those guys. When I see those kind of guys chasing off the new hams, I'm going to start chasing those guys off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But, and I've said that in a lot of my videos recently is, there's too many sad hams, old hams out there that you didn't get your code, blah, blah, blah. You never had to do any of this. Who gives a rat's? It doesn't matter. Yoda. Okay. I'll try you, Romania. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Get the license legally. You've got it. Great. Welcome in. Come talk to us. It's gatekeeping. It's gatekeeping, and it's got to stop or this thing will die. Adirondack said, not to be political, but both parties are money grabbers. Speaking of money grabbers, and you're not wrong, Adirondack.
Not at all.
Channel donations are available as well, just like they normally are. Feel free to do that. I'll put you in the link. Thank you for that segue, Adirondack. Chris says I didn't pass code 1982. Not a club guy. I was for a long time, but times have changed. I almost got burnt out on clubs, but I only belong to one club, and that's Smoky Mountain Amateur Radio Club, and I just happened to get a life membership for that, and that was a paid life membership, not a honorary thing. But that's probably the only club I'll be involved in.
Well, I will say, because I do feel clubs have their place.
Sure.
I'm a member of 1, 2, 3, 4 different clubs in this area, but the one club that I stepped up and became vice president of, the Nick's Amateur Radio Club, it's younger guys in the club. They want to grow the hobby. They're not the ones that that's not ham radio. You don't hear that come out of them. I mean, shoot, we got the largest repeater system in the state,
Right.
and our guy that does that, he also is the radio guy for Missouri State Highway Patrol and their systems. But I mean, we've got DMR, we've got D-Star, we've got Fusion, we've got all that stuff that everybody says is not ham radio.
Mm-hmm.
It's all part of our repeater systems.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. Adirondack said, I missed one question, excuse me, on my 20 word per minute for the extra attempt. Colin says CB licenses, UHF CB or 27 megahertz CB. We have to remember that, guys. Down in VK land, they have UHF CB. Cost is $10 per or $15 per year. Boy, I can't read. But that's been free for more than 30 years now.
That was the same here. You used to have the license to get on 27 megahertz here, but it's been that was the 70s. I think they started. It was the 80s when they started getting rid of the license, late 70s. So I mean, it's been quite a while that it's been free here. And there's actually, I know there's going to be a lot of people that out there, ham radio operators. They're gonna say, "Oh no, you're one of those." But I'm kind of like with Salty Walt. I want to clean up CB and bring CB back. That was my gateway drug into ham radio a long time ago.
Oh yeah, and for the vast majority of us, it is. I think that is shifting a little bit. You know, people are coming more from GMRS
now
over to ham radio nowadays. But yeah, for the most of us, that's what I got. You know, that's what I got my feet wet with was little Cobra 19 out in the truck or out in the van or the car at the time.
Well, and I'll admit it. Was I necessarily legal back then? No, I'll admit it. But then there was also a lot of times that even though you're not supposed to talk on CB, even skip. But there's nothing they can really do about it. So even at the 12 watt single sideband, I used to have a blast shooting skip with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's interesting. You talk about skip. Video I released a couple of days ago about CB. It's a very interesting story. I did a little research on with how Channel 19 came to be. How everybody used to be over on 10 and 11. And then there was this movement, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s. No, it was late 70s that kind of split that up because there was so much skip and road noise and crap like that was interfering with Channel 9, which is emergency frequency.
Yep.
Let's see here. NOT or N0VTY29 says fees started 2022 by Congress. That timeline sounds right, which would be the Biden administration. I don't. Mine renewed in 2020, which would have been the tail end or just the start of the Trump or the Biden administration, one or the other. It was right there in that transition period. You're supposed to be in bed. KT4RAM says I'm back. By the way, I believe amateur radio license fee went into effect in 2022 because in 2021 I did not pay anything. The GMRS license was $70 before 2022. The FCC split the fee for ham radio and GMRS, and on the surface, yes, that makes sense. But we don't. It's just tax.
Now it started in 2022, but it was mandated into the Ray Bombs Act of 2018. I knew it was. I knew
Yeah.
the fee was first initially proposed and set. They just didn't start it. And initially, they proposed it a $50 fee.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember that now. I remember that story. Let's see here. Rob says, I've been president for 2 clubs in Bakersfield, California. The new ones now want to do things unlike back in the 80s and 90s, thanks to POTA. That is one thing that I've been pushing too on the channel lately. So many clubs are just social clubs. They're not doing anything, and that's why they're dying. POTA is really, really starting to help that out. Coder Jim says, I got my license last July. Haven't joined a club. There are a few I visited. Just didn't click for me. Probably weren't welcomed. That's what I hear from a lot of people. Colin says UHF-CB is 476, 477 megahertz, 80 channel narrow band, lots of repeaters around the CB repeaters.
There, you're going to start seeing them in 27 megahertz repeaters for us. They've opened it up, and they're now allowing FM as well here.
That's true.
But ours is in 27 megahertz, Colin.
Yep. Chris says 11-meter skip is now legal. It's all about power. Well, yep. That's my phrase.
So they can use that FM on 27 megahertz as well now.
I think the FCC and the Australian, I'm assuming it's Australia if it's not under the Commonwealth. I think they like to mirror the FCC a lot. That's the way it sounds.
Yeah, because I think it was. I don't think it was last year. I think it was beginning of this year when it was legal for FM on CBs. I could be wrong. It might have been last year. For here.
Adirondack says the weasels, congressmen often pass laws and the fees start a few years later. I think, that's what we've learned.
They do that on purpose, so you forget who actually passed the law, so you don't blame them.
Yeah, hence I was blaming it on Joe Biden, and it was really Trump that did it. Rob says,
actually, it was just Congress.
Fair, but we always point towards the president.
Well, because they're the ones in charge. So,
he could veto it if he didn't want it. Rob says, but our Christmas lunch meeting is Saturday. Nope, the 10-meter contest has priority.
I'll be doing that same thing, Rob. And you know what, Rob? I'm glad to hear that the clubs out there. I mean, my daughter still lives out there, my oldest daughter, so I'll be going out there in April. But I am glad to hear that the attitudes have changed on a lot of the stuff out there, because in the 80s and 90s, the clubs out there were horrible.
Yeah. Well, when I had my incident with Smoky Mountain Amateur Radio Club, when I was elected president, and I ain't going to go back down that whole story, but that pretty much burned me, because the whole reason I resigned as president a month into my term was because I was not going to be constantly bombarded with, well, that's not the way we do it. You elected me, didn't you? That's just, we're stuck in our ways, and that's the biggest issue in this hobby these days. Still stuck in our ways. But you get enough of these young folks coming along, that'll change. Just give it time. And then they'll be the ones saying, well, that's not the way we did it back in 2025. Oh, man, we just knocked another couple down. We're now 118 away. Hey, that sounds like a PL tone. The only reason that clicked in my head that it sounds like a PL tone. You'll see Tim Berry on Thursday night, folks watching. Every Tim Berry repeater, his PL tone's 118.8. So it is permanently burned in my head.
Well, the 162.2 is burned in my head, because that's what most of our repeaters are on.
162.2?
Yep.
Goodness gracious. I can't imagine sitting there twisting the radio trying to chase that. That's so high up. Usually all of them around here are 87.7, I think it is, or I know one guy that's got like a 70 something PL tone, and then the rest of them generally have 100 hertz or 118.8.
Everybody can, even the ones that are coordinated with the Missouri Repeater Council, they can decide to use whatever PL tone they want. But the Missouri Repeater Council got pretty much everybody in the state to agree to use that PL tone. So it's pretty easy in the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
Majority of the repeaters are going to be 162.2. So you don't have to chase PL tones. You just got to figure out what the frequencies are.
Well, in so many modern radios these days, if there's activity on the radio, all you need to do is scan it. You're going to find what the tone is. Colin says this is our version of the FCC, the ACMA. So it is under Australian government, not under the Commonwealth. That's interesting. So they don't have to necessarily follow what the king wants. Let's see here. Rob says 80s and 90s clubs fought each other. Started a ham fest when I was president. It went 2 years while I was president, and 2 clubs. Why the second club started to keep it going soon ended. I even had the wireman there. Let me tell you something about the wireman. You could set out in your front yard and start up a lemonade stand, and here comes the wireman. They're going to be at every ham fest there is out there. Just start up a lemonade stand and take your bow thing and just sit out there with it. Wireman will show up. Oh, I love wireman. No, we gave away a gift certificate to wireman not too long ago on here. Let's see here. Del Fargus. Why does that ring a bell, Del Fargus? I've heard that somewhere before. 123 PL tones are normal in my area. I've seen 123 before. Colin says all of our linked repeaters in his state use 91.5 hertz. And Dell says, I can 2 ham clubs in an alley like the Sharks versus the Jets in Michael Jackson's Beat It scenario.
Well, the one thing I'll say is the only way to change ham clubs is for people to get involved.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to get involved. There's some of the clubs that they're so set in their ways, you're going to watch them go away. It don't matter who tries to get involved in some of those clubs, but if it's that bad, start a club.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
The club I'm the vice president of, the whole reason this club started was because another club and quote unquote the sad hams chased all the young guys off, so they started their own club.
Yep. 100%. And I'll be honest with you. I've had an idea float in my head a little bit, but I've never acted on it because I think it's too big of a grab or too difficult or something like that. But I've always kind of envisioned, especially since I've been in the YouTube community now, I've kind of envisioned like an online YouTube-ish ham club of some sort, because honestly, all these viewers and all the camaraderie among all the YouTubers, it feels like a club.
Mm-hmm. Well, Toad's Discord. If you join the Toad's Discord, you're part of the Toad's Club. Mm-hmm. And they actually have a call sign that you can reach out to Steve, tell him you want to use the call sign like a POTA or something. You can activate the call sign. Of course, you have to send it back to him to upload the logs because he's the curator for the POTA page. Right. But they're actually, if you join their Toad's Discord, he says you're part of their club.
You're talking about the real TO, not our TO.
Temporary offline. Yeah, everybody calls him the other TO, but to me, Tortoise Overland is a real TO too, so I don't call him the other TO.
Rob says 100 PL tone there for club repeaters. KM7 COG. I keep wanting to call you KM4. KM7 COG says, tell me more about these club rivalries from the 1900s.
Hey, now wait.
I don't know if any of us were around. I mean, maybe Super Dave was around in the 1900s. But
I think Rob's around my age too, as well. There's going to be some fight words here, people.
Rob says fact that's why we started another club which has ended. Dave, I need to tell you about the one day. Tell you about that one day, maybe by phone. You will not believe what happened. It's hard to say what
Hey,
happened.
Rob, if you're in Discord, reach out to me in Discord. We'll exchange information.
Whoa. Oh, I thought that said 9889. I was like, boy, that was a jump. No, it's 9883. 117. I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to get there before Christmas if this keeps going. And there we go. Got another contact finally. Greg was in here a little while ago. I'm surprised. Greg hasn't tried to work me yet.
Well, I don't know that he's streaming because on Jason's stream, he said he was working.
Well, that makes sense. Me and him's been having some really cool broadcast nerd conversations in the background in Discord. I had no idea he was a broadcaster until until the other night.
Yeah, me and my buddy Sean. My buddy Sean has helped him on a few things. KE0MAD. But yeah, we're usually on Greg's stream quite regularly. And I'm hoping when I go out there in April that he's not busy working. Me and him are gonna go do a couple POTUS.
You know, when I was in Los Angeles a couple months ago, I had originally had plans to very loose plans to meet up with Josh Crash Course out there. And of course the timing was just so narrow I couldn't make it happen. But then I reached out to Greg and I'm like, hey, I'm here in California. Let's at least make a contact over there. And we couldn't get synced up time-wise. That's the unfortunate thing. Of course, I was pretty much busy the whole time I was out there except for late at night and one day. But
I was gonna say I know of a video where you were standing on top of a roof, not busy.
Well, yeah, I was making that video. So yeah, I was busy. But no, it was good. I was very disappointed in the lack of activity out there. In Los Angeles County, because I had my D75, which I don't know what I've done with. It's sitting around here somewhere. I had my D75 with. No, I did not. I had my Yaesu.
I was going to say you had a Yaesu with you in that video.
Yeah. I took the D75 to Detroit with me, I think. No, I took the Yaesu to Detroit. I don't know. Anyway, usually I take the D75 with me, but I specifically programmed. I set up a slot that had all the Detroit repeaters and all the Los Angeles repeaters. And I scanned both of them. I heard some limited activity in Detroit. I scanned them all in Los Angeles, nothing. I had to go and Google. Well, no, I Googled what's the most popular repeater in Los Angeles, and it gave it to me. Couldn't hit it. Then I went to the third one and finally could wake the repeater and called CQ out there. And finally somebody came out back to me after I begged them, which you see that in the video where I'm on the rooftop. But it's just a shame. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Yep, we're in trouble now.
Oh,
hey.
Oh, I thought maybe it was T.O. coming in.
No.
What's going on, Dave?
Not much. I just saw on Discord. I was like, oh, hey, they're live.
Hey, we're just farting around. I figured I'd do a little after chat after Jason's stream. It was a good stream over there tonight.
Yeah, it was.
Jim Coder says, up early to fly to Minneapolis where it's colder than it is here in Ohio. I don't know why anybody on their right mind would want to go to Minneapolis in the middle of December.
Probably for work.
Probably.
Hey, good night, Coder Jim. Thanks for coming by. And yeah, you guys keep that cold weather up there. It's cold enough here in Missouri. I mean, we're down in the 30s. I don't want none of that stuff that's up there.
Nope. It is perpetually cold right there right now.
I just
Josh,
but you guys don't want to understand the temperature here.
Josh Earnhardt says, which is no, it's Earhart. Dang it, you got me excited. I thought that was Earnhardt. I'm subscribing on about 6 channels. LOL.
What, Dave? You gonna
Only
tell us is
6?
what? What you gonna tell us? What it's 50 degrees down there
54.
for the low.
54. It's cold.
Yeah,
Cold.
we're not even getting out of the 30s for the high. See, I told you it's work.
Yep, it's nobody wants to go to Minneapolis. It's either a layover or work. J Earhart UK6DN. That is not a call sign. I don't know what that. I mean, it is a call sign, but I don't think that's right. I've been called Earnhardt my whole life. I'm sure it's easy to mistake.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was
anyway.
a good stream with Jason earlier.
Yep.
I missed most of it. I was on the phone. And right
It's
as I
not
got
in
off the phone,
QRZ, but that claims looks like a Uzbekistan call sign.
It's so. Here's what I've learned. He says, no, that's just a number they gave me on this account.
Oh, okay.
So YouTube is when it assigns you a random username, that username has something that looks like a call sign on it. Yeah. That's KM70COJ. Okay, now we can connect the dots there. Brian KF0NYL says it's 24 degrees here in mid-Missouri. Now everybody's going to check their thermometer right now and drop it in the chat. That's what's going to happen.
Well, he's got us mid-Missouri. He must be up around Jeff City.
40.
Yeah, what part of mid-Missouri are you in, Brian? Because it's 31 down here in Southwest Missouri.
But yeah, Dave, it was great. It was great. Damn it, I've got 2 Daves. I just realized that.
Yes, you did. You just have the Daves.
Yep.
Dave's not here.
Dave's not real. No, I've been telling folks it was a great stream. If you guys did not watch the 2.0 live stream, go over and check it out tonight.
Yep.
Or whenever you get a chance. It was fun. A lot of good information. I let Freddie Mac do a lot more talking than I did. But if you haven't gone to Freddie Mac's channel, you need to do that. Boy, we did just take a big jump in subscribers all of a sudden. We're getting there, guys. We're almost 100 away.
Right.
Good.
111 to go. 111.
Like I said, I went to both of my Facebook pages, and one where I've got a lot of subscribers or followers on, and asked them all to do me a favor and come like your subscribe to your channel.
Okay. We have a catfish in the house. KM7COJ, I had like 6 or 7 accounts just for that reason. If only everybody did that.
Well, I've got another channel, Josh, and I was waiting to when it got real close, and if you were waiting for just that one subscriber to hit it, I was going to break that channel out and give that one subscriber to get you over it.
Tell me to go live just so you could see my reaction. Rob says 46 degrees in Bakersfield, California. Brandon says 30 in Hamptonville, North Carolina. 24 centigrade in VK land, which would be 76 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, but it's summertime down there for him.
I think say screw you, Colin. Send that stuff up here. I miss that. That's camper weather for me. Serial killer karaoke. I like that. 13 in northern Indiana. So yeah. Adirondack says, nice. I got 2 weeks off work starting now, so I should catch you for the 10,000 show. There's no promises we're going to hit that in the next 2 weeks. I mean, maybe. But I can tell you this. I have had this, and I think these two down here can probably relate. I have had times that it's just like hitting a brick wall. You get to a certain number, boom, nothing. You don't gain anything. But I hope the momentum sticks with us. And a lot of people will watch Jason's and what do they call that, replay land, replay mode, something like that.
Restream.
Yeah, something like that. And then he does the audio the audio podcast, so that should help as well. Retalia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. 7 in South Central Alaska before wind chill. Viper says 70 here in Florida and raining all day. I can't wait to get to Florida in February.
Well, 7 with a wind chill. If I wanted those kind of temperatures, I don't have to go all the way to Alaska. I can go up to Bismarck, North Dakota, and get that.
There you go. There you go. The only time I want to experience cold is if I were like going to, I don't even know how to pronounce what it's called now, but it used to be known as Barrow, Alaska. That's when I want cold. It's some weird, what do they call that? Indigenous. Yeah, whatever it is. There's another one. We're 110 away now.
See?
And we might get it tonight.
Take it back. It's 44 degrees outside, according to my thermometer. So it's cold.
Well,
that's a warm day for us right now, Dave.
Jason's heading for the hunting lease tomorrow, so he's gonna be feeling it.
Yeah, he should. The funny thing is, with as big as Texas is, there are weeks where he'll have below freezing weather, and we'll have the 70s. Just between Dallas and San Antonio, and then there's times like
right?
Yeah, I'm down by San Antonio. Then there's times like right now where it's the same temperature across the state. So it's just kind of crazy when you watch a cold front come down and it'll stall out and it'll catch the Dallas area, but you'll have freezing temperatures in the Dallas-Fort Worth and the north part of Texas and 80s down in the valley.
I'm sure. I know Jason's seen snow. You probably don't get snow down in San Antonio, do you?
We have gotten snow in the last, let's say, 15 years. We've gotten snow twice. Both times. The first time was, and dude, we shut down when it snows. We shut down, and one was the big early 2000s or 2020-ish or whatever, when we had what we call the big freeze, and that's where Texas. Yeah,
you're talking about the polar vortex. That was more like,
when was that?
2014, I think.
No,
it wasn't that. It wasn't that long ago. It was
long ago.
It was in the last 5 or 6 years.
We had one polar vortex. The biggest cold I remember in my life was the polar vortex in 2014, because my wife and I had just gotten married and we were living in an apartment, and it was a basement apartment too. It was cold.
I remember that one, but what Dave's talking about is when Texas froze over and they lost their power grids and everything.
Yeah,
we in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, we had rolling brownouts for almost a week. Had below freezing temperatures for over a week. At my house, we got the first set of snow that came through. We got 6 inches, and then like 2 days later, another 6 inches came through. So if you can imagine 12 inches of snow in San Antonio, yeah,
wow,
that was crazy.
Yeah, but even 12 inches of snow in Dallas, I used to drive truck, and I know what happens just when the ice comes down there. And that's something they get regularly in northern Texas. It shuts them down up there.
Del Fargus says, dang, I looked away for a while and KB4 UTY showed up. He is in every live stream like Ted McGinley was in every 80s sitcom.
That's my jam, man.
I say Ted McGinley, and what is the first Ted McGinley character that pops in your mind?
I don't remember who Ted McGinley is.
You said that, now I can't think of any of the characters he played.
I can't remember the character, but I remember him being in Happy Days.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in The Love Boat, wasn't he?
Ted McGinley was a curse, wasn't he?
I think I've either got a bunch of live streamers or folks in the chat that are trying me on FT8 now, or I'm just getting lucky all of a sudden. Ooh,
I tried to update to the latest version of FT8 and it broke. Then I tried to downgrade to the older version and it broke, and I can't do FT8 right now. I've tried to completely remove everything. Thought I had it all removed, ran the uninstall program, and there's a version that it installed. The uninstaller installed the ability to uninstall what's left. So I just got to go through and find the folders and actually permanently delete everything and then start from scratch.
Somebody made a suggestion the other night. It was either during the stream or after the stream. World Radio League, they need to have an FT8 piece of software. One that does it, That
was during the stream.
Was it during the stream?
I don't know that they'll do that because WSJTX. I mean, even trying to upgrade now, they took some of the stuff that WSJTX Improved did, and they've added it into their new version. It's a release candidate right now, so I expect sometime after the first year seeing the actual full release. But I'm actually running that one on my computer right now.
I told Andy one time, and I think I've told James that I did tell James this. I told him this at Huntsville or Dayton. I would love to see World Radio League be a direct, and I mean direct, competitor with HRD. It does everything DM780 does. That's what I would love to see.
Oh, you ain't gonna get no argument from me on that one.
Yep.
That's why I'm looking for some satellite stuff right now, because I'm not updating to HRD. I just feel, and nothing, Michael might be a great person, but I feel his business model the last couple of years has not been fair, I guess is the right word to try to keep from being. I'm trying to be nice here.
I wasn't laughing at you. I just read this that Del Fargas wrote. I went to install the new WSJTX and ended up with a purple ape called Bonsai Buddy taking over.
Where did you get the WSJTX from?
I remember Bonsai Buddy, and I do remember Purple Ape. But does anybody remember the predecessor to the Purple Ape? It was a parrot, a green parrot that sat on a log. I never liked the Purple Ape. I was a parrot guy. Colin says he had Bonsai Buddy too. Adirondack says Ham Radio Crusader is looking to hit 10,000 also. Yep, we've been talking about that. He was on the stream with me tonight on Jason's stream. We want him to hit it too. So if y'all please go over to Freddie Mac's channel and get subscribed there. Brian says
I'm laughing at Dale Farguson's response to my question.
I got it from a sketchy Turkish website. Oh my gosh.
Dale Fargus, please don't call the Turkish Fembot star to Josh's channel.
Brian says I'm running WSJTX version 3.0 improved plus without any issues on Windows 11. What am I running? I'm running 2.7. So I need to look into that.
I tried the 3.0 and it's dead now. So,
but did you get WSJTX's other guy that did the improved?
No, I didn't get the improved. I got real WSJTX off the website, and
have you ever tried JTDX?
I have not.
I love JTDX. It doesn't play, or at least in my experience, it doesn't play well with the World Radio League cat control. So that's why I've moved back to WSJTX. But the way that it's laid out and the way that it operates, it just seems a lot smoother than WSJTX.
Okay. I'll have to
Have
look
you
into
have
it.
you ever messed with JTDX, Dave?
No.
Hmm.
And I will say, the new version 3.0 is laid out different than the version you're running. You can actually change all your bands up across above where the buttons are with transmit and all that. There's actually buttons to where you can change bands on your radio there. And I'm wondering, Dave, are you using Windows 10 or Windows 11?
Windows 10.
I wonder if there's a driver issue that caused your problem.
There might be. I haven't
'Cause-
dug into it. It crashed.
Oh.
I tried to reload it. It crashed, and I'm like, okay, another day.
Because I think
Sorry. Let me share this here. This is pretty funny. Colin in the chat. Hang on. I gotta stop the screen share on FT8 here.
what call?
This is good. This is really good. Chrome tab, Reddit. There he is.
There's the parrot.
The original Bonsai Buddy. Look at what all this thing did. This was amazing. This was our Chat GPT back in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Voice commands, speak, sing a song, tell a joke, calendar, check email. No, I don't want a bird reading the email to me. It was amazing. It was the coolest thing. I was like 7 or 8 playing with that thing when it was out. Anyway. Thank you, Colin. Thank you for finding that.
There's somebody else, Dave, that said he had some issues running on Windows 10, but finally got it working.
Yeah, this computer will not. I could do a couple of upgrades and run Windows 11 on it, but I figured there's so much ham radio software out there that Windows 10 doesn't like. I'll just leave it on 10, and as long as I can. You can actually now, you get that end of life email and notification that they're not going to support it anymore. And then you just go, there's a little checkbox, and then they just extended my support for 3 years. So for 3 years, they'll still support a few, or I guess a limited number of Windows 10 machines.
Well, what you'll wind up getting is security updates.
Yeah, which is fine. That's all I need. Mm-hmm. Everything works except WSJTX.
Well, and I've got a laptop that I'm keeping on Windows 10 because I could do the registry hack and upgrade it, even though they tried to say, oh, you can never upgrade it to Windows 11. Take me about 30 seconds to get it upgraded, but I figure I'll keep that one on Windows 10 just for a couple programs that I know do not run on Windows 11.
I know
what on the World Radio
infuriates me about ham radio software is that there are, and specifically, and I can say this because I have no affiliation with Ham Radio Deluxe other than the fact that I have an account with them. They have said for years now that they were going to have a Mac integration, and they have yet to do it.
Yep.
The whole reason I bought it is because they promised a Mac integration. Still hasn't happened yet. That's the one reason I really like World Radio League, because they're coming out the gate doing both.
And I haven't paid enough attention. I have a membership. I didn't get the life membership for it, but I'm one of the founder subscriptions or whatever. Are they going to come out? Because I want a physical program. I don't want it to be browser based.
They're coming out with an actual desktop app that will run on the computer. We should see the first desktop app in January, Dave.
Okay. Because I just don't want it browser based. But
Andy's been promising that for a while, but I
no,
believe it.
James,
I know Dave's seen it.
James actually on a live stream, either the last one or the one right before that one, because I made the comment to him to under promise and over deliver. And James goes, no, I understand what you're saying being in the IT world, but we want to have the first release, and we're telling you we're going to have our first release in January. What slowed them down was that big database upgrade when they had to move it to Postgres.
Which at that point, I'll just completely do away with, because I have Ham Radio Deluxe, and it's clunky and it looks old. And that's the one thing I love about World Radio League is it looks new. You know what I mean? It's got flair. It's got I guess, pizzazz, whatever you want to call it. It's not. I mean, when you look at the screen for WSJTX, 99% of the ham radio software looks just like that.
A 90s Windows format. That's
Well,
exactly
yeah.
what it looks like.
I mean, everybody. What does everybody use for field day?
Oh yeah, and
M3FJP. And what does it look like?
Yep.
90s Windows.
And
But you know what? You know what about that though? It is tried and true. That's why it survives.
I will give them. They haven't changed the GUI of it, but they stay on top of their software. They're constantly doing updates to it.
Sure.
So they're at least doing that. But I'm like Dave. I like the fact that WRL is bringing ham radio into the 21st century.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I can support that. That's why I'm such a big pusher of WRL. They're doing a phenomenal job. I just can't wait to see where WRL is in 5 years. I'm surprised Andy ain't beating down the door with us all talking about world radio.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too that I like about it is they're embracing the gaming world. A lot of these new hams that want to do contests, they want to see the scoreboards like they do in the gaming world. They want to see live scoring. Well, me and Paul, Prep Ham Paul, we were both actually doing the California QSO party, and then we realized we were both showed up on the leaderboard. Well, Paul drove me to stay ahead of him. He drove me to where I wound up being in the World Radio League deal. And I just got an email from California QSO party to see where I actually finished in it. Drove me to where I wound up being second, but I was just staying ahead of Paul. That was my biggest thing. I was going to beat Paul in the contest.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, ham radio software just needs to be updated. The user interface. I mean, I'm Gen X, I guess. I grew up without a computer, grew into computers, went through from DOS to, Windows all the way through.
Windows 3.11.
Yep, 3.11 and every iteration after that. And it's kind of like the average age of your ham right now. Mm-hmm. And what is a lot of the sad hams is they stopped technology at about a certain time frame that they were used to seeing before they started getting old, and everything just looks like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love to say that I'm Gen X, but I'm not. Unfortunately, by definition, I think and operate more like Gen X than I do a millennial. But I'm with you, Dealer Dave. I can remember we got our first computer in the early 90s. I think I was probably about 5. And it was a monochrome screen, IBM, and had these big floppy disks, about that big. And they were literally floppy, for real floppy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd play blackjack and hangman and that kind of stuff with it. And then a couple of years later, we got our first Windows machine, and it was Windows 3.1.
Yeah, me and my dad started with a Commodore 64.
I was going to ask Dave if he remembers the 32s and the 64s.
Yep, I had a Commodore 64. My grandfather had a TRS-80, a Texas Instrument TRS-80. Mm-hmm. My grandfather was actually a doctor, military doctor. He retired a full bird colonel out at Wolford Hall over here. But he actually was part of the initial, because the internet was actually started by a bunch of doctors sharing information. Mm-hmm. And he had a terminal at his house with a TRS-80. So, but my first computer wasn't until 95, right? That's when I got my first PC, but was exposed to it. Yeah. And floppy disks. I went from the 5 1/4 floppies to the 3.5 floppies. Where you could spend, I think I was trying to, back when you had to program, you actually had to sit there and type out the program and then hit execute and hope you had all the code correctly, because otherwise it wouldn't work and you'd have to start from scratch just to play like Hangman.
Well, my most the thing I did the most after we got the Windows 3.1 machine. Anybody remember Chip's Challenge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chip's Challenge.
I thought he was going to say the Oregon Trail, Dave.
The Oregon Trail we played on Apple IIs in elementary school. I remember that. I love that. Colin says never. I had Windows 7 a full year before it was released. He corrects himself and says it was Windows XP later on, but was one of the testers. Could not believe how it installed all the drivers by itself when it programmed. They still haven't fixed that because half the time I can't find a freaking driver for a camera or radio. So, but in theory, yes, you're right.
Well, Dave said he went through all the iterations of Windows. I did not. I was one of the ones that stayed on DOS and Windows 3.1. Actually, it would have been 3.1.1 because it was after 3.1.1 that they went to Windows 95. I did not. I was installing it for friends, but I did not touch Windows. I didn't go to that form of Windows until 98.
So did you go to Windows 95 and 98, or did you go to 98 and 98?
I went straight to Windows 98.
Yeah. And then not long after that, you went to Windows 98 second edition because nobody stuck with the first one. But what a game changer that was. I can remember experiencing that going from Windows 3 to Windows 95. Adding the start menu, that was just mind-blowing. We just picked up 2 more subscribers.
Well, part of why I didn't go to 95 was I was so used to the DOS days. I mean, the old Commodore 64 days. Remember, you almost had to know you had to know how to program just to get the computer to boot.
Yeah, we had cheat. You had the cheat sheets back when they printed out. But
like you
sitting there with a piece of paper right next to the monitor and F, Q, B, C, D.
And like you said, if you typed one wrong character, you had to start all over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Windows NT, that was a thing. That I remember that
was the first networking.
Brian went exactly where I was about to go next. Windows ME, Vista, and 8 were total junks. Absolutely agree with that. Total disasters by Microsoft.
I will disagree on Vista as long as you had 64-bit. The problem with Vista was they took server and created Vista. Well, with 64-bit, they didn't jerk out the kernels that were real important. 32-bit, they jerked all the 64-bit stuff out, and that's what caused Vista 32-bit to be such a pain. Windows 8.1, that's when they tried to get rid of the start menu, and that just really threw everybody for a loop.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong about the 64-bit. I've forgotten about that. Of course, I've slept a few times since then.
Yeah.
Del Fargus says Windows 95 was great. 98 sucked. 2000 great. Windows awful. Windows Vista awful. XP great. Vista trash. Or I think he meant 8 there or something like. No. I see where he's going with that, and I have noticed that it seems like with every other OS that comes out for Windows, it's either a bust or a good. Or good.
And that's what scares me about 11 is 10 has been great.
So 11, when it first came out, was complete garbage. And the reason I'll say that is I'm the media director at our church, and we run a program called Pro Presenter that does all the lyrics and stuff on the screen and all that stuff. And I upgraded that 2000 $3,500 custom built Dell PC that I ordered straight from Dell. Literally 3 months beforehand, I upgraded it to Windows 11, and that computer absolutely took a dump because of Windows 11. Yeah. Pro Presenter didn't like it, and the combination of Windows 11 and Pro Presenter, it didn't like it. Needless to say, that computer is now a Mac Studio.
Yeah, but part of that problem with the Windows 11 though wasn't actually Microsoft. It was IBM, it was Dell, it was HP, and it was some of the big software programs out there that worked with Microsoft trying to break everything to make everybody upgrade.
Yeah.
And when it about destroyed Microsoft, they went back to him and said, nope, we're putting the fixes out and we're fixing these problems.
I apparently got K9KNX's nice call sign, by the way. Apparently got his attention. Pro Presenter on Windows has always been rough, though. I've learned that, and I've been told that. It's just not good. That software works so well on Mac. I've never had a problem with it on the Mac. TRK says Vista 32 and 64 sucked. Brian said, I started using Mac when Microsoft forced me to upgrade from 7 to 8.1. I remember that. That was hard. 11 is still trying to force OneDrive and AI on us. Yes, they are. It's going to happen. I hate the OneDrive thing. OneDrive's nice in theory, but you shouldn't be forced to it.
No.
If the workarounds in the IT change on that, will be when every one of my boxes goes to Linux, and I'll have 2 laptops with the old Windows 10 on them that'll run all my old radio software.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just picked up another one. We are 105 away now. I think we've gained like 20 just since you got in here, Dave. You may be my good luck charm. Brian says, I have OneDrive and AI turned off on my Windows 11. Colin says, my 11 is fine. Just make sure you get FTDI chip programming cables for your radio. Yep. That's a good idea anyway.
Do you know what, Colin? That's starting to happen with all, even Linux. If you're not getting real FTDI chips, having problems with those cables. And I think the radio companies are doing something with that.
Absolutely. Bricker House. That's why I jumped to Mac in 2004. So much better, and still ran Windows in boot camp. PC World called it the best Windows computer, the MacBook. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Let's see here. K9KNX says, we swapped from custom built rig to the Mac Minis at my last job, and it was night and day. It could easily work on a Mac Mini. We're talking about Pro Presenter. It could easily work on a Mac Mini, but I spent the money and bought the Mac Studio because that computer better not have to be replaced in the next 10 years. It's so the technology in that machine is so far advanced. Colin, same on both of his. TRK says, I still have Windows 7 laptops and run great. They run great. Finally, Brian says to Colin, same goes for Mac. I've had issues with prolific and counterfeit FTDI chips on my Mac. Mm-hmm. Yep. That happens.
All right, guys. I didn't realize what time it is. I'm going to have to jump out of here.
Yeah, I got to go to work.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. 4 o'clock comes early. I want to hear it, Dave.
Well, I never take vacation during the year, and I've been with the company long enough. I get 3 weeks and 3 weeks and 5 days of vacation. Mm-hmm. And I never take vacation. So what I used to do is every Friday and every Monday, starting in October, I would just take every Friday and Monday off. But I'm at the point now where I just never take vacation. So I took off a week and a half, and then I'm going to actually work for a week and then take off the last 2 weeks of the year. So
you sound like you do like I do. Next year though, because I'm going to California to see my oldest and my 3 youngest grandbabies. My oldest daughter, I'm taking, I think, 8 days for that. And I'm like you. I think I've got 4 weeks. 4 weeks of time.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.5, something like that. But I got to save some of the time for Huntsville because we're trying to get everybody that's on the Ham Shack TV Live stream down to Huntsville and do a live stream from Huntsville down there with all of us down there. Instead of like last year, we had Josh on the stream, me, Marvin, and it was kind of a cluster.
I'm in gigaparts trying to do
it. Marvin's running the stream, and
he went
live, and we were live and didn't realize we were live. And I looked at YouTube. I said, "Hey, Marvin, I think we're live." He goes, "No, we're not." Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
You clicked the wrong button. Yeah.
Well, I'll be in my home, my house by Huntsville. So
You've already got your spot on Montesano book, don't you?
yes, I do.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
But
We're gonna try to do it from Gigaparts, Josh, if they'll allow us.
Yeah, I'll probably talk to Robbie at Orlando or Dayton. I don't think Gigaparts go. Maybe they do. I'll try to talk to Robbie. For those you don't know, Robbie owns Gigaparts. See if I can make an arrangement with him.
They do go to Dayton. I don't know about Hamcation.
Yeah, sure they go to Hamcation.
But I'll see if I can make an arrangement with him because let's be honest, if I try to live stream at Montesano, I'm gonna get pissed because it's just unless I got on to Jason Starlink or
well, I'll have my Starlink.
Is it strong enough to stream up there though?
Well, Starlink. If I've got a good spot of the sky, and I actually have two of them, so we could actually go find a spot and set up one of them. So,
I'm not against that. I would love to. It sounds like it would actually be a lot more fun to do it at Montesano.
And we have the pavilion for most of the week. I'm pretty sure Vern has got it booked again for most of the week. Right. So if there's not anything going on at the pavilion's got a good open spot to the sky and AC. So I could bring one of my Starlinks over, plug it up, and we could go do it from the pavilion. I
could probably buy a few good lights like I've got here. These can't come with me. They're just USB powered. But if I get a couple of light cubes, we'll have a good show. We'll get a bunch of the folks down. I'm sure Jason will come down here and tank. By the way, before Dave goes, I got a text here a few minutes ago after Jason's live stream. Breaking news. I won't make y'all sit through all that. Tank wants to come on.
Finally, huh?
Finally, Tank wants to come on. We're trying to work out the details. He may come on our Christmas night show, or not Christmas night, but our Christmas party show, the 18th. So a week from this coming Thursday. He's got a prior engagement, but he may join late. But we're going to try to get him on for a full episode, probably sometime in January.
That'll work.
Yeah,
Tank Radio.
Yeah, I'm gonna work. Well, we'll talk more about it, but I'm gonna work on Chris from More Expo. See if I can get him on.
We need to do that. All right. Yep, I'm gonna hang it up before.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's going on here, Del Fargus? Yeah, you're a little late to the party there, Del Fargus. Our guy Josh is getting close to 10,000. Hook him up and subscribe. Don't hold up. Just do it.
Yeah, guys, if you're not subscribed, go hit that subscribe button on Josh's channel. And also go check out Ham Radio Crusader if you haven't checked him out.
Yes. Please do. Let's get him over the finish line.
Good people.
I keep seeing the finish line, but it's not truly a finish line. It's just
this is just for the
milepost.
Right. It's a goalpost that you're.
I have had a lot of people, Greg included, that have said once you hit that 10,000 mark, the whole game changes, and things really start to ignite. So we'll see, but I'm excited about it. I'm very, very grateful. But y'all have me stirred up thinking about this Huntsville stuff. That's going to be so much fun if we can get everybody down there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be up there starting Monday, the week before the actual Ham Fest. So
I think I'm coming down Wednesday. I think I wasn't going to take the whole week down there, but I think I'm coming down Wednesday.
But yeah, I'll have the Taj Mahal up there. I'll have my big, damn near 40-foot RV, my home.
I'll bring the dummy load, which reminds me, I still need to make a sticker.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah, you've got to get the dummy load on it.
Julie's going to kill me if I don't get that done. I got to get it done. So, all right, fellas, let's call them out. Thanks for coming in, fellas. This is just impromptu. I figured I'd drop the link and see if y'all wanted to jump. We gained some. 104. Did we get 104 before Thursday? I'm going to make this declaration right now. I've told everybody the whole time with this whole giveaway thing, I would give plenty of notice when that live stream is, because you have to be present to win. If we hit that number before this Thursday, I'm not giving away the radio on Thursday. I'm not going to do it for that Thursday. First off, that's Tim Berry's show. We're going to treat that thing with reverence.
Mm-hmm.
But the following, the Christmas party show, yeah, that'll be game time. So subscribe if you haven't already.
Exactly, guys, and think about it. The Christmas party show, get your friends to come get it to 10,000. There'll be a Christmas present somebody could win.
Yeah.
I've also, I think I got a phone call from Santa too, and he said there might be some other gifts given on that Christmas show.
All right.
Maybe.
I think I heard that. I think I got that message as well, Josh.
Yeah. A little bird told me it, or a little elf, or whatever you want to say. So.
All right. Call it. Otherwise, we're just going to keep talking.
Yep. Exactly.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you Thursday night, if not sooner.
All right. 73.
7-3s, everybody. Was the music going to play? There it goes. Good night, everybody. No clip tonight. Nobody gave any channel donations. I ain't playing the clip. Y'all got to earn that clip now.